welcome to the Midnight Run. We're honored by your attendance. Your host, Denobi2.
Checking in from the Temple of Doom. You kids out there. Well, look at this. You know, I was not planning on going live today. It's been a really busy day for me. I'm off, but I've just been working on projects and doing errands and stuff like that. But yeah, we had a big surprise tonight. We had a interesting surprise, and to join me to discuss thoughts and prayers on this announcement, Hot Toys Indiana Jones Dial of Destiny, Harrison Ford. My God. Oh, here we go. Oh, goodness. Oh, who is Hado Lorian? He's going to be the first one to eat crow. Let's check in with the audience out here. Who is the first one to check in at midnight? UK Sith checking in from Manchester, United Kingdom, 8 a.m. It's been a while since I caught a live stream. Bless your heart, UK Sith, for joining. Looking forward to it, Mr. Denobi, too. Thank you so much. Late Bloomer checking in from Cali. Very nice. Shane Despain from Kentucky, 3 a.m. Red in the Ledger checking in from Vegas. It's always a pleasure. Meridian, Connecticut, slugging all good morning, checking in. All right. What do we have here? Rudy, any new faces? Here we go. Checking in to catch the replay since I'll be up for work for a bit. Beautiful looking figure, though. Oh, we'll talk about that. We'll have some fun. Agent Silver Fox, good morning, sir. Morning, Denobi, greeting from Scotland. Yes. James checking in from down under. The intro was like an intro to Gotham City. Australia. If you don't know what the place is, search it. You're out of control. Good evening, everyone. Left Vegas, headed home to Ontario, California. Right on.
Ooh, some of my old stomping grounds.
Dial of Destiny is getting some low reviews. My God, they're not wasting any time. We'll say look, you're the first one. Look, there's a few people in the community that are going to eat crow that were essentially putting bets on the table, right? I mean,
well, as Nate said, they said this day would never come. I'll be the first one. Give me my bowl of crow.
You know who else? Who else is going to eat a bowl of crow? Sir Six Scale Mafia. I remember he's gone around throwing silly puns and jokes and I was it my stream or someone's, I think it was somebody's stream. They said like that the someone, God, I forgot it. He's going to probably, but about the N1 fighter, the N1 Starfighter, and someone's like, yeah, maybe we'll get the N1 Starfighter, and he said you have a better chance of holding your breath for Indiana Jones figure. Well, look at this. I never doubted. My odds were low, but I definitely never went around, especially in a public setting format, said Hot Toys isn't going to do it. I've learned from history. I've learned from Hot Toys' own personal history. This is a new variant of Hot Toys. This is a Hot Toys that is clearly under new management. They are adapting. We should have seen this with the first examples of C-3PO in certain figures that you thought you'd never see, and they keep pulling out these Christmas miracles. Cyborg, C-3PO, Indiana Jones.
Well, did somebody check the Chinese calendar to make sure that did Howard go on vacation?
Look at it.
Somebody snuck in that prototype.
Somebody else too. It wasn't just Mafia. It was a few other people. He had on his panel a few weeks ago. So here we go. Now we start to split the hairs. Now we're not going to get a Han Solo now. So now we're going to look. I'm going to bring this back on the table. And I told you this personally. The N1 Starfighter I thought was off the table when we didn't get the announcement for a Star Wars Celebration. May the 4th, right? But I threw it back on the table because they decided to revisit the Mandalorian line with the crackpot droid Grogu and the IG-12 unit. And what that tells me is that they're just falling behind. Hot Toys is just clearly overwhelmed, and they're just falling behind. Is the N1 Starfighter still on the table? I think in my book it still is. It's probably going to be a late announcement. I don't know when they plan on announcing this damn thing. But I mean, does this open up? Does this create a leap of faith for you? Is this like an epiphany for you? I mean, how do you take this? I take this as a very optimistic point of view.
I mean, Hot Toys has always been they're figure company, like first and foremost. Like, I mean, we've kind of bantered back and forth a little bit on this before. Like, they're the loss that they would take on an N1, like when it comes to like how many figures they produce a year, and they've pretty much maximized that, their capacity and for what they can output. And you toss in an N1 Starfighter, what they would make on a profit and for the tooling and on that, and then you and what it would take away for the amount of figures that they could release in a year, the profit would just not be there for them. They would take a loss.
And I've never to a certain point, I've never argued with that, but I've also told you that sometimes companies have to do things that require taking a loss. What are you gonna because I kind of agree with you. Yeah, the N1 fighter is probably not going to be profitable, but sometimes doing big ticket items like that isn't necessarily meant to be profitable. It's to show the healthy status of the company. I mean, they're going to have to make it. It's either what are your options? That clown Jazz Inc. making it out of 3D printed resin and steel rods and duct tape and bubble gum and paper clip? No, right? What are the alternatives, right? Jazz Inc. Are people going to buy it? I mean, there's a buyer for everything. The question is it profitable? I still think the N1 Starfighter is on the table. I do. And whether or not it's profitable or not, right? It is what it is. So this is something that I'm gonna post. I'm gonna look at this comment here because this is something that kind of flows into just people just hating Lorian. This right here, a perfect example, right? Is just, and you kind of started it off already. Oh, it's geriatric Jones, right? It's old man Jones. It's this and that, and we need a young Indy. To me, that's splitting hairs. And then I always ask the question: were you ever going to get Indiana Jones anyway? Right? And I think you're not even going to buy the figure. I think that's why I think you've already started cracking the old man jokes already too, right? You're not going to buy it. Are you or are you not?
No, I'm not going to get the old man Indy, not this one.
So you're not. It doesn't. No mountain, because I know you did buy
honestly, if they came out with a Crystal Skull Indy, I would. No, I wouldn't even get that one. No, I would. The three Indies that belong in my collection is Ark and Temple of Doom and The Last Crusade.
We may never get those. This could be just a contractual obligation. We may never see it. We may never. I'm probably gonna pre-order this before I see the movie. Look,
you're breaking the rules.
I am because I really don't want to be. I'm excited,
especially with all the negative reviews and everything. That's a bold.
Well, is it negative reviews from actual critics, or is it negative reviews from people like you who are hating on it? Because I just took the screenshot.
I mean, these are critics. You're talking about people that's seen it.
Look at this. This was taken 15 minutes ago, and I just uploaded it, right? Most tentpole films like this need an average of 300 critics, right? I think when you go to Black Adam and you go to the big tentpole films, The Flash.
Now click verified.
Well, it's as per as instructed, you have to have seen this film. You have to have been registered. This isn't a Hadalorian individual posting these comments. This is certified. Now, audience score, if you want to argue and you want to bitch about the audience, sure, go ahead with the audience score. Now, but my point is, this score isn't certified yet, though. You understand that. I'm just saying that it's changing. This is a living score. This was just taken 15 minutes ago. So more, yeah, I get it, Ninja Scroll. I know, that's why, and I knew the Hadalorian. Thank you, Ninja Scroll 30. I knew he was going to do that. That's why I had the screenshot up and running 15 minutes ago. So I always look at things from both sides of the fence. I could not believe The Flash was going to be a big bomb, but I came to terms and I accepted it. I still don't understand why The Flash, DC's Flash, bombed the way it did. I live in Vegas. I would have put $1,000 on the table. I'm like, oh, The Flash is going to be the next big thing. I lost on that. I lost. This one here is very, very tricky because I can't figure out if it's the critics or if it's individuals like the Hadalorians out there. I don't know that yet. But what I can tell you, if you go on Rotten Tomatoes score, big tentpole films need an average of 300 critics. Now, again, audience score, completely different. Let's look at something else really quick here. This is the Rotten Tomatoes score for Indiana Jones and the Kingdom of the Crystal Skull, right? Again, most big tentpole films have about 300. The audience clearly hated this one. And you know what? I've been on an Indiana Jones kick on Disney Plus because they threw them all out on Disney Plus in 4K. And rewatching Kingdom and the Crystal Skull, it's not a bad story. It is the special effects. It is certain key sequences that really take you out of the film. Him, Mutt swinging through the monkey, with the monkeys and forest, things like that, and so forth. It really was not that bad of a film, but I can understand why the audience thought it was just trash. And because I resaw it, I'm like, yeah, it's the thing with Indiana Jones, and the thing what Steven Spielberg did when he directed these films is that he was always on location. What they screwed up on with the Kingdom and the Crystal Skull is like 80% of it was filmed in a ridiculous CGI volume that George Lucas crap, which is now biting them all. And I forgot that the Kingdom of the Crystal Skull came out in 2008. It's that early aughts where they thought CGI, not realizing that we'd be entering the world of 4K. Back then, everything was 720 and so forth. So, yeah, and this is perfectly understandable if you think it is. I'm going to go see the movie. I'm going to go see it Friday. I'm excited. I like the whole synopsis of dealing with the Yahtzees that NASA and the space program. I find that very interesting. I like that the Greek mythology with a dial, and look, I get it. If it's not your cup of tea, I get it. I mean, he is old. There's no doubt about it. He is. It's really hard to believe him that he can swing this. But you know what I needed to do, Sean, is I wanted to touch really quick before I move forward. Did you pre-order Doc and Marty Western?
Yeah, I did.
Okay, I did too. Was this a day one pre-order for you?
Pretty close.
Okay.
Actually, when these were dropped, actually I started scouring the stores there to look for horses, 1/6 scale horses.
You didn't listen to my advice when I told you to buy the horses when you should have for $100.
I found them actually.
Oh, you did find them? Okay.
Yeah. I found 2 Western horses, which were with the saddles and the gear and everything. I think it was like one for $129.
Yeah. So I just wanted to bring this up to the fans, and I'm not going to spend too much time on this. This is a day one pre-order. I'm excited. It's new head sculpts for Doc and Marty, and my impression is we're going to get quickly charged on this. So this is, I think, a $600 hit, and it's also one of my older pre-orders. I was going through my spreadsheet. I'm like, God, this was a day one pre-order on September the 17th, 2021. So I'm kind of getting annoyed with a couple of my 2021 pre-orders that are still lingering in my spreadsheet. I kept these two because A, they're Back to the Future, and then B, I think they're sold out. So if you didn't happen to pre-order these two, you're shit out of luck, folks. So yeah, if you're a big Back to the Future fan, this is a big win for. I mean, like I said, it's not the same Doc head sculpt. It's not the same Marty head sculpt. I can't wait. The whole Clint Eastwood. And you know what else I forgot because it's been so long? I forgot that Doc Brown comes with 2 different outfits. Did you know that? Or did you remember that?
No, I thought it was just like a one outfit, but it looks like 2 different outfits because you had the long
Well,
coat.
that's what I meant. Meaning you can essentially create 2 different looks.
Oh
But
yeah, okay.
but you're still changing clothing though. You're still swapping certain things out though. You're still like
Well, you,
this look, right? Yeah, because you get a
definitely have
different
that look
color.
with Marty with that poncho. I mean, that covers up everything.
Yeah. Yeah, so you get a few different looks though. You get so I mean I think it's great. So yeah, I mean just wanted to touch on this, and I think we're going to get charged on this next week or this week. I think the reason behind the double announcement is because they were sandbagging it so that Sideshow can quickly get their allotment and double charge. So yeah, folks who are able to score it, I don't even know if it's waitlist full. I think it's either waitlist or waitlist full. So let's go back to Indiana Jones because I know.
My God, he's old. Look at that.
Yeah, it is what it
And
is. I tell you what, though, it's a good capture likeness. It's definitely him. It's definitely crabby Harrison Ford.
man, if to all those guys out there that thought the Keaton sculpt looked old, well, hold my beer.
You can oh, that's right. I said that. I'm like, I'm not posing Michael Keaton with that head sculpt. Bunch of geriatric superheroes. Put him right next to this Harrison Ford. but you know, I told you it's bullshit. I don't I'm still in disbelief on the amount of support there truly is for Michael Keaton Love. I just can't believe that he didn't sell enough tickets to I believe you. I know you love Michael Keaton. I know. I just believe.
Here's an interesting question I'll pose to you, Denobi.
Mhm.
Do you think the movie would have sold more tickets, been more profitable if it was named Batman Flashpoint?
Was it ever named? Was it ever in the comic books, or it was always named Flash? Well, it was just called the Flash, right?
Yeah, if it was called Batman Flashpoint.
Well, the story. No, you're talking about if it was just retitled. No, it wouldn't have worked because it's not. The story never revolved around Batman's point of view. He was always in that story in that animated film that I saw. I didn't read the comic book, but it was always the story from Barry Allen's point of view.
Yeah, but
Now
Batman
I would have
always the central character, though.
I tell you, yeah. Well, I tell you what I would have done though if I was part of the writing team with that, and then they needed like a script doctor. I would have kept true to the original, and I would have gone with Thomas Wayne, and I would have gone that route. I would have taken that. I would have made it the whole Thomas Wayne, and as much as I like the actress that played Supergirl, right? I would have preferred it more true to the original story, the comic book or the animated, and have like an anorexic, skinny, like dying Superman.
Yeah.
Which would it have been Henry Cavill? I don't know. Do they have the technology to do it? Yes, because they did it with Chris Evans's Captain America, where you had this skinny individual with the face, over this skinny double, and then once he enters the chamber, then he's all buffed up. They could have done that with Henry Cavill. I would have probably have preferred that. I think that would have saved even because I don't believe in the whole drama. People, the drama with Ezra Miller. No, I just think, folks, the whole universe is just, it's sick and it's dying and no one gives a shit. That's really what it is. and it just. But anyway, we're talking about Indiana Jones here. We're segueing here. What's up, Loco Lou? What's going on? Here we go. No one under 25. I said this too, Ryan's Horizon. I did say that. I said no one. I always said that the younger generation doesn't give a shit, but you have us YouTube old fart influencers kind of all beaten off to Michael Keaton, and I was always very skeptical about that. Like I didn't day one pre-order nothing from Michael Keaton. I go, I'm going to get the vehicle, but when it goes on the bargain bin, I'm going to pinch some pennies. And out of like the 2.0 Keaton and then the modern, I'll probably end up getting the modern suit, right? And this is something that I've always tried to do my darnest, where I've had people like PJ, Paradox Nerd, that loves and swears over the Bad Batch. And then I'm arguing with him like, no one's watching the Bad Batch, PJ. The Bad Batch and Clone Wars. You see, because everybody promotes their loved IP from their point of view. And I'm like, you have to look at the popular opinion, what's going to sell and what's. I'm not saying that Michael Keaton stuff won't sell. It's the demand. Everyone's promoting the demand this high. I think it's just a little bit lower. I think the demand's just a little bit lower.
I mean, that's fair to say, but I mean, also too, like, I mean, just look how many SKUs of Batman that's going on around right now. Like, I mean, it's just like, there's so much damn choice.
And we are crowded. We are extremely crowded.
And there's another Batman just around the corner, a whole new Batman. I mean, they just casted Superman and Lois right now. And before Batman 2 is even out, there's going to be a casting for another Batman. It's going to be ridiculous.
Denobi, I tell you my opinion. I'm 27 and you watched the Keaton films when I was young. Most people under 30 don't give a flying. Yeah, as YouTubers are living in a microcosm. Yeah, that's something that I've really tried to kind of point out. Not trying to be in a negative way. I like to look at things from a marketable point of view. I'm going to stop at this shot here. Hold on, turn off the slide here. I'm going to go back over here. I like this one here. So there are two versions. Hot Toys, I guess, is clearly confident that they're releasing two SKUs to this guy. We know the rules, right? Two SKUs, the shit will sit. There's a regular Indiana Jones, and then there's a deluxe Indiana Jones. Again, not only am I in shock, clutching my pearls that they even announced an Indiana Jones figure, but they're ballsy that they're doing two SKUs on this, which is
what would be great to do with this, get the DX, and then just put your old younger Indiana Jones head on this.
Well, it's brand new leather outfit. It's a leather jacket, the pants. I mean,
and then you get that nice DX diorama.
Yeah, face. I mean, the accessories look. I mean, rope, his whip.
I mean, there's the tailoring in the cost, like in the clothing, everything is solid.
Everything looks solid on this thing. I mean, to me, the head sculpt is A+.
Just pick up a third-party head sculpt.
Yeah, I mean, it's a geriatric Harrison Ford. I mean, he's what? How old is he? Is he 78?
Oh yeah.
I mean, he's pushing 80 or 78. So,
or is he 80? No, I think is he 82?
Is he 82? He hasn't broken 80, has he? Can we get a fact checker from the audience? Hang on. Hey, Harrison Ford, he hasn't broken 80, has he? I'm going to pop it at this here. This is right here. The genuine. So this isn't going to be.
He's 80 years old.
He's 80 years old. Okay. So this is, he filmed this. How long is this film? He filmed this in 78, when he was 78. So 2 years ago, I think, right? 2021 is when all those photos started to leak. Genuine leather jacket, shoes. Look, this is going to be an expensive, high quality figure here. The question is, are you going to have an emotional connection to the film to take the leap of faith to purchase it, or ignore the film altogether? This is going to be a really tricky one because Hot Toys is doubling down on this. There's two SKUs on this guy. That's a level. That's a strong level of confidence right there.
Yeah. Well, I mean, come on. that was a strong level of confidence that Howard had in the Flash, and look what happened there.
Yeah, you're right too. That's a good valid point right there. We all thought the Flash. You're right.
Yeah,
We all thought the Flash was going to be good.
look at that big ass display that he had in over in Asia there. How'd that work out for him?
Yeah, he spent a mint on that. That was very expensive. I'm you know what the wife does trade shows out here in Vegas, and trade shows are extremely expensive, and yeah, that was not a cheap spread. He spent money on that, especially with the bat, like the displays, the Batmobiles. He had to dig up out of storage, the prototypes and things like that. This is going to be a tricky one. Typically, I can't even speculate with the score. I mean, we'll probably have a better idea by Sunday. It's my guess. Now, if you want to argue if the film's going to be profitable enough, no, because I don't know where they spent. Was it 200 or 300? I don't know where they spent this goddamn money.
I'm actually kind of surprised that Kathleen Kennedy didn't make Howard Chan do like a contract, obligation to do a Phoebe Waller figure.
I don't know of any other actor in the film that would be marketable, though.
She's definitely not marketable.
Yeah, well, who's the villain? But he's playing a Yahtzee though, so you can't sell Yahtzee merchandise under the Disney brand. Who's the actor? He was in Rogue One. Mark Nicholson. Yeah. So, but again, he's playing a Yahtzee NASA scientist. So, but what's his name is there too? The original actor from the first Raiders of the Lost Ark. He looks terrible. What's his name? Sala?
Yeah, Solemn.
Yeah. I mean, why wouldn't they? I don't see. That's the thing with Indiana Jones. Some of his best friends in the film, other than his dad, I only his dad I would want as a high, like those figures. You can do those like cheap for $25 or $30 as a Hasbro action figure. Sure, why not? Because Phoebe Waller does have an action figure, but when you start to cross because the Hot Toys now it's $300 average for a 1/6 scale figure. So you really have to ask yourself, if you're in the market and team for Hot Toys, is there any other cool supporting character? Well, it's typically usually the villain, but you can't really make the villain because we're going back to the Yahtzees there. So it's just going to be Harrison Ford. Now, did you also experience Epiphany too, that they have the Indiana Jones license now?
Well, they've always had it.
I was always very skeptical if they still had to renew, because it's not like just because they have Star Wars wouldn't necessarily mean they have Indiana Jones, right? Unless it's an umbrella type license. Because I know there are certain types of licenses that it would be seen as like an umbrella, which, well, if you're going to license anything through Lucasfilm, it's anything in their library. I didn't think Hot Toys was spending money like that. Typically, you would want to do it on a specific IP. Let me ask you this. Just because they have the Indiana Jones license, it wouldn't necessarily mean that they have the license for the classic trilogy, would it?
I don't see why I think they would. I think they have Indiana Jones across the board. I think they had it locked in just because they wouldn't it's a strategy for them, so they wouldn't so other competitors wouldn't have it.
You know, the original Indiana Jones, was it the DX06? I have it.
Yeah.
You know that didn't sell very well. You know, it sat for over a year. I ended up buying mine a year after its release at actually a year and a half. This was like 2014. I still ended up buying it at retail. So it sat for a while, because when I got into Hot Toys in 2012, that figure was already out.
Yeah, the DXs were kind of expensive back in the time, and so they sat.
They sat for a very long time. What was it, $275? I think I paid for it. Retail. It was retail. I know I didn't pay above retail on it. I think it was. Uh,
Yeah,
why are so many? What's he saying here? Why are so many people deciding in advance not to see these movies or trailers? Do they listen to critics? I don't know. MB Dyson, there is a small faction of haters out there that just will essentially throw something away because they do a gender swap and it's the end of the world or something. For me,
did you see the,
I look at the story. Just give me a story. You can gender swap all you want, but you got to give me a story. You got to sell me on imagination, right? If you're gonna do some wacky gender swap, it needs to serve the purpose of the story. Flashpoint was a good point. I was very worried about the whole Supergirl swap because I've always known it was Superman. It's like, oh, they switched it to a chick, but it worked. The story sold it. It sold the experience to me. That's why I enjoyed the Flash. And the only negative thing I've ever said about the Flash film was the special effects. I kept cringing because I saw it in IMAX. I saw it on a giant ass screen. I'm like, God, these are like, who did these effects?
it was
But it was good.
Yeah, it was kind of neat how they like. I mean, yeah, I had the same kind of reservations how they why they swapped it from Superman to Supergirl, but it was kind of neat how it actually played into the story, how it needed to be Superman, but it was,
But it worked.
Yeah, that was good. That aspect was kind of cool.
It did work. It did work. I think this is going to be it. I think this is going to be like a one-off, like Johnny Depp. You're going to get the one character from the film, and that's going to be it.
So you think Howard is going to be one and done on this, and pass up the opportunity to really print money, and pass up because the first 20 minutes, not going to spoil it or anything, but the first 20 minutes,
it's not even a spoiler.
Is young Indy.
The first act it's commonly known, and it's not considered a spoiler. The first act is a flashback sequence. So I'm not going to put up a spoiler warning. I'm not going to go too deep into it. All I've talked about it, because I got crap last time I talked a few spoilers in the Flash, but and the Hatalorian will attest to this. I purposely have avoided speculative videos and propaganda. There's a ton of them out there, and like, look, I'm going to pay good money for this film, and if the film sucks, I want to say I went to the theaters, I paid for it, and either I had a good time or it was horrible. I've always been like that. I enjoyed The Flash, and again, it was just the special effects that really took me out of it. I even said Ant-Man and the Quantumania was just okay. The best part of the film were the cutscenes, but that's just. Does it mean I'm going to buy anything from Ant-Man and the Quantumania as far as merch? Nope, because you have to sell me on it. Now, just the basic synopsis of this film, it sounds intriguing. So,
I mean, you know me, I got no self-control, and I just hate myself to the core. So, I spoiled this to the last, right to the ending.
Well, that's probably
I know every single detail.
But you probably canceled
the movie,
but you probably emotionally
I
already canceled it out, though. You were never going to intend to see this
movie now.
What's that?
I pretty much don't even need to go see this movie now.
Well, I don't think you were ever going to see the film, were you?
If I'm going to see it,
be honest with the audience. I mean, if you canceled it out because something in the film didn't work for you, or they gender swap, just tell I love Indiana Jones. It's one of the films that I grew up with.
It's very typical of Kathleen Kennedy, let's just say.
All right, and it's the writers and the director. They're all supposedly, what's his name? I looked at his film.
James Mangold.
James Mangold, yeah, he did.
He did Logan. That's an awesome.
He did Logan, movie. Yes, yeah. So he did Logan. So I have to go in semi-optimistic now,
Yeah.
And again, that Rotten Tomato score I showed you, it wasn't fake. It was 15 minutes ago before I pulled it up. But it is a living score that usually will get somewhat finalized by Sunday.
And we all
Usually
know
after that
Rotten
big
Tomatoes
weekend.
has never been manipulated before by studios.
See,
Never.
but
Never.
you pull that excuse when it doesn't serve your narrative, but yet when
Never.
it's that you do that all the time. You do that all the time because you use that Rotten Tomato clause on Black Adam, and Black Adam was trash. I told you that.
Didn't
So
Black
you
Adam,
do that. You
yeah, it
and
was trash, but I mean, didn't it have trash reviews?
uh
Didn't it have trash reviews?
what's that?
It had trash reviews.
For Black Adam or for this one?
No, for Black Adam.
Oh, Black Adam was yeah, the
But that was a double WB movie.
yeah, but I told you that it was getting trashy reviews, and you said that it was manipulative. So now that the score is going
Not for
positive,
Black Adam. No, 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 no,
I
no.
shit you not, dude.
I
You
said
said it.
no,
You
that's
said,
different.
the
They
out there,
don't do
the
that for
man is
WB.
manipulating the Black Adam.
They
Like,
don't
I'm
do
not
that for
manipulating that
WB.
crap.
They don't like WB. They don't like WB.
Okay. You're saying when it doesn't serve your, it is what. Look now, if you want to argue the audience score, sure, it is the audience, and it is confirmed even with the audience. You can only vote through Rotten Tomatoes if you bought your ticket through Fandango. So who's the other one that's under like IMDb? You don't have to see the film to vote. I didn't know that. So as the audience score, you're only and you're registered through Rotten Tomato. You're only allowed to vote if you bought your tickets online through one of their trusted sources through Fandango. So I didn't know. I actually learned that a few weeks ago. I had no clue. But IMDb, sure, if you want to use IMDb, folks are because they did that to the little. I that's what it was. It was the Little Mermaid because I didn't understand how people were voting the Little Mermaid down, and the film wasn't out yet. And then there was like, well, yeah, you can do that with IMDb. And now because of the Little Mermaid, IMDb is now changing the registration. So now they're using the system that Rotten Tomato is using. So
Okay, don't throw a Little Mermaid at me. You thought it was going to break 1 billion, and I had to show you that it couldn't.
yeah,
Even, it couldn't even break the 500.
Well, I don't understand why these movies are so much. I told you why. I don't understand why The Flash was these films. Hollywood is just, I don't know who's balancing the books. These films, 225 to, they don't make any sense at all. I don't understand it, but yet the first Deadpool that broke $1 billion was done on a shoestring budget. It was like 80 million or 60 or something like that. The first Deadpool, and even the Joker, even the Joaquin Phoenix was under 100 million, and it broke. So I don't know.
Well, the negative press fueled the Joker, and ever since the Joker, it was the critics that fueled the hate for WB, for Warner Brothers.
Yeah, that was very. I thought there was something special with the whole Joaquin Phoenix Joker. I thought that was something very, because everybody when the media starts telling you not to see a film like that, you're kind of like, oh, that's a little bit thing. And then this, let me pause it on the deluxe here. So again, and to your credit, you do bring up a point, because Hot Toys is showing a level of brash and confidence with 2 SKUs on this guy, but they did go heavy on the Flash, and I don't know if they're going to make a lot of money on those Flash figures. I'm buying the Flash. I haven't pre-ordered the Flash yet. I'm going to wait till the very end. I don't even know if I want the modern suit now. I don't. I want the vehicle. I'm still all in for the Bat vehicle, but the modern, because there's 2 Michael Keaton versions, right? There's the 89 2.0, and there's the modern suit. And I've already decided I'm going to buy a Michael Keaton, but it's only going to be one. I don't love Michael Keaton that much. What do you think of this base here? The whole technology and the whole. This is different. I mean, it's.
I mean, I really like the base. It's pretty cool that they incorporated the logo in it.
Yeah. You can see all the others. What's this here? Dino's reviews. There's a button you can click to see all the audience score on Rotten Tomato. Well, again, the audience score shouldn't be up. You will start to see the audience as early as Thursday night, because there's going to be early screenings Thursday. But again, you can usually get a sense of the score typically by Sunday night, and most the big budget like The Flash, like Indiana Jones, Star Wars, the actual number, it's usually above 300. Now it's only 155, so it can still tank. It could absolutely. I can be like, oh, that was a stinker. It could. I just think it's just I just think it's a little bit weird. Not weird, but just a little bit unusual that it came out of the gates, which I think. And I told Hey DeLorean this. I go, they shouldn't have. Like, why did Lucasfilm? Was it like at a Cannes Film Festival, or was it in Paris or something? Why did they do that?
Yeah, like 3 months before
Like
release.
3 months before release, they were, and typically studios will do that because they're confident that they have a winner. No, those because they showed it at this film festival, they had registered Rotten Tomato viewers on there. I'm like, oh, I saw the film. Now I get to and so those early scores, you're like, ooh, this is.
And they weren't kind. And those are trade like paper critics.
Yes, yeah, it was a film festival, and everybody there was registered. So the fact that they had the balls to do that, I'm like, oh, so they've been doing screenings all week since Sunday, and that's why the score. Now, again, I you know what? I think it's gonna get rotten certified, but at the bare minimum. What's the bare minimum? Like 65 or 66 or something like that. I think it's 60. I think if it dips below 64, it's considered rotten. I will be really shocked. What's wrong? Is it Harrison? Because he has final say on the script. He has script approval. You can't blame everything on KK on this one, right? He has.
Sure I don't know if he has.
I believe I was always under the impression he had a voice in this. He approves this. I know that. And I know that
the overall script approval, but that I don't think he. But then I think he can go in with rewrites.
But you know what? So did Patrick Stewart with seasons 1 and 2. He had final say, and you saw what you got. But I'm almost positive Harrison Ford would not have done this without having some sort of control over his because you know how cocky he is, right? He likes to do his own action sequences. He's constantly breaking his back or leg or crashing planes, or he's just doing something stupid, right? But I'm almost positive he had somewhat of a script approval. He doesn't do anything without his approval. But again, if you want to argue with me on that, so did Patrick Stewart on seasons 1 and 2. I don't know what he had on season 3. I didn't see it. I don't ever plan on seeing it, but I do. And that was one of the reasons I was still optimistic for Picard season 2. Oh, I wanted to do something different. Well, you're old and senile, Patrick. Just go to Shady Acres. You don't know what the hell you're doing. So, but we got another one here. We have a type. To be honest, even the positive scores are just 3 out of 5s. So Rotten Tomato has always, for me, I like using it. I like using Rotten Tomatoes. My time is usually pressed. I would rather go out hiking in the mountains than I don't watch a lot of TV. I game a lot. I'm an addictive gamer, but I don't watch a lot of TV. I don't watch a lot of movies. I do enjoy watching tentpole films, and if I'm going to go out and drag these kids and her and all and spend a lot of money, I want to make it worth my while. I want to make it be feasible and enjoy myself. If it's something like my kid wants to see that silly Transformers film. Oh God, no. Here's $20-$30. I'll drop you off at the theater and I'll pick you up. Just text me. I am not going to sit through a cyber whatever. Oh, but Dad, I want to go see it. Fine, $20. I'll get you off the hair. That's just how I am. For me, I don't have the patience to sit through a bad film. I think I've reached that age. So I aggressively rely on Rotten Tomatoes because I need somewhat a professional critic versus the dogma of the YouTube film reviews who either have their own narrative or hidden agenda, or just want to just clickbait crap. I don't have time for that. But I'm also realistic. I'm with Hada Loring. I don't think this film is going to break. I don't think it's going to be very profitable. I don't.
Well, it's the most expensive movie Lucasfilm's ever made.
Yeah.
It's the most expensive Indiana Jones film it's ever made. And Indiana Jones film, there's never been an Indiana Jones film that's broke $1 billion.
No, the last one was 2008, and even then, that last one.
And you think Old Man Indy's going to get even close to that? Ain't going to happen.
Do you think the first act is going to save the film? It's going to have to be that flashback sequence on the.
The only thing
the
only thing I'm hearing is that the first act is decent, is good, and then after that, it's just you're going to have people walking out.
I've even accepted this one here too. I Am Legend. This film needs to bomb so that KK could be fair. Look, I don't want Indiana Jones to bomb. Just putting the politics aside, because if this film bombs, it's gonna get put into the archives right next to Star Wars and Star Trek. And when was their last film, and when is the next film going to be released for those two dying or dead IPs? From my point of view, so if the hateful community really wants this one, then okay, this is going to be it.
Well, if it takes this the bomb for KK to go, then let it
I
bomb.
want her to leave. I just don't know if I want the IP to bomb.
But the thing is like, I mean, KK is like, I mean, there's been so many. She should have been fired so many damn times. For this to bomb, I can't believe that they would fire her. There's no way. She should have been fired so many other times.
Yeah.
If anything, if this bombs, they'll probably promote her to CEO of Disney.
Yikes.
Because like Bob Iger's only got like a year and a half left. So actually this bombs, they're probably going to sign her for another 5 years. Hey, congratulations. Congratulations for ruining another franchise. Here's another 5-year contract.
What else does Lucasfilm have? I don't understand. I don't understand what else they have. They're not attending San Diego Comic-Con, so clearly they don't have anything in the upcoming schedule. Oh wait, didn't they just announce a bunch of Star Wars films? Oh, that must have just been smoke and mirrors, because they're not attending the biggest pop cultural event in the world because they have nothing on their plate. So those films that were announced.
No, Denobi, don't be so misogynistic. Hey, that's KK. She's gonna make the movies on her timeline, kind of like how James Bond movies are made. They're not on a timeline. She's gonna make them when she feels they're ready. So when she feels they're ready, they'll be. So another 5, 6, 7, 8 years. Eventually, we'll get a Star Wars movie.
Did you know that George Lucas gets a kickback? He still gets a kickback from the Star Wars IP. Did you know this?
They're probably waiting for George to die before they make another Star Wars movie. So
did you know that? I didn't know that. Did you know that he gets a licensing fee?
Yes,
but I didn't know that.
Oh, but you know why they keep changing like things like the Millennium Falcon, like the dish, and they change like a C-3PO, like where they change like the leg to red and the arm to red, like in the movies, because if they change it a certain percentage, he doesn't have to get a kickback for legacy characters.
Really? I don't know the fine details. I just discovered like a couple months ago that he gets like royalty fees or something like that.
Yeah.
I thought he sold it. Like, oh no, he still gets a kickback, and I'm just like, what?
Oh yeah.
I didn't know that. I did not know that at all. What do you think? This R&D technology here, deluxe version and a specialized figure holder. So Harrison Ford can't rely on the crotch grabber or the waist banger. So they're gonna put on like an amputee's.
Is that how he broke his leg in the film?
That's how he broke his phone.
anything, I will say that's it's probably it'll probably work better than InArt's magnet.
George deserves every penny. He sold his son to Mouse, and I thought the Mouse was going to treat it with care. You mean his son? You mean Star Wars?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, his legacy.
His legacy. Okay. I which one? I look. Hey, folks watching. This is how me and Sean bitch at each other, right? We this is the whole situation between me and him. He that's why he's known as the Hatalorian, and he's like the negative and I'm the positive, and then this is how we try to generate a formal opinion here. Hatalorian deserves 10 points for which one though? Because he's been throwing some wacky spares, but he's scored a few points though. He scored a few points. Samuel, update me on the points because you gotta let me know what he got right. Rumor is that possibly as much as half of the $4 billion was paid to him in Disney stock. Yes, so George did get a portion of its stock, but then from a business video, not a clickbait video, just a couple months ago, I was not aware that he was still getting royalty fees for Star Wars. I had no idea.
Speaking of which, poor George, that stock is only worth like what 1/3 of what it was when he sold it to Disney. So all that 4 billion is only worth like what 1.5 billion now.
Well, that's because of Disney Plus. You can't. It's been Disney Plus, but you know what? I'll be fair. All the streamers are dumping money.
All those stupid rumors that George is going to buy back Star Wars. Oh yeah, with what money?
Yeah, I wasn't even going to talk about that because I figured that headline alone is very trashy clickbaity. So I just don't even. And it kept circulating, and I'm like, no, that's no. I can't see Disney selling it back to them just because they're spiteful. Is Disney spiteful? Oh yeah. They'd sell it to Apple or anybody else before they sell it back to George. Nate, I mean, what do you think, Nate? I mean, are you feeling this, Nate? Are you Nate, help me out here. The Hatalorian he's taking a big shit on this. and he was the one for months that we're never gonna get one. We're never gonna get an Indiana Jones. We finally get an Indiana Jones.
I believe it when I see it. I believe it when I see it.
Oh, smack! That's right. That is one of your taglines, isn't it? I'll believe it when I see it. That's right. I've been trying to feed him the crow. He's been resistant. He's been like a kid on the high table spitting it out back at me. I'm like, I've been trying to spoon feed it to him. So
I believe it when I see it. Oh wait, I just walked into the whole KK firing, right? Like it might happen, or Star Wars might get sold. I believe it when I see it.
That's what it is. Because I even told him this behind the scenes. I go, that headline is very clickbaity, and which attracts the Hatalorian community. They're all like flocking like ants to sugar.
Hey, don't get me wrong. Like, I would love to see that day come to pass. Like, come on, let's go KK out the door so we get quality Star Wars again. But until we see that happen, as of right now, it's just rumors. And then the whole thing with Star Wars being sold, it's been circling for the past month and a half. So at this point, I don't know. I'm just here just trying to enjoy figures and stuff. So
Nate, I've been a staunch advocate for Marvel. Everybody, likes to poo-poo Marvel, but Marvel still has theatrical films, plural, in theater. Star Wars and Star Trek hasn't seen shit in over 5 years now. And clearly the community wants to put poor
don't get me started on Jake Fury right now.
Oh my god. Oh my god, man. But hey, it's content. People enjoy that. People do enjoy it.
The blip, you're not the same. Ever since the blip. Oh my God. Ever since the blip, you're not the same, Fury.
The jacket over here is everything is leather.
It's
Premium
real.
leather. Yeah.
Like there's nothing wrong with this figure. Like the accessories are quality, quality materials. The head sculpt looks old and crabby, just like Harrison Ford. Like so the big argument within the community, probably for the next several days or even the week, is whether or not you want to take the leap of faith, to buy an old man version. And it's just one of those situations where, well, how did the community react to old man Harrison Ford from The Force Awakens, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Yeah.
Hey, DeLorean has them. You have old man Harrison Ford. You bought the 2-pack. I know, because I've seen it in your home. You have old man Harrison.
Before Rain Johnson ruined it.
Don't start playing. You got him looking right behind you, too.
Now, Denobi.
Then I boxed up all the Force Awakens figures.
There it is.
Where is he? Where's that old man Harrison?
I need to fill up that diorama. I only got.
There he is.
I only got.
Gotta have that though. Real talk.
All right. I'll leave him alone. All right.
No, real talk. I want. I'll be seeing some deals with that though. I need to hop on a deal for that old Harrison Ford from Force Awakens. I'll be seeing some deals for that.
He's expensive. Yeah, I don't have them, and I try.
You don't have them, really?
I don't have them. I have the Force Awakens Chewbacca. I don't have old man Harrison Ford. And
Damn.
I tried multiple times, man.
I'd be seeing him some deals now on eBay.
He's not cheap.
But Facebook, sometimes someone drops a nugget where you're like, oh my God, let me go for it. But you're so too late on the trigger.
Anybody help me out? I do want old man Harrison Ford from The Force Awakens, but not at these wacky $300 to $400 price. He is almost grail. People still want him, right? For his paycheck. I mean, because that's what The Force Awakens was for him, right? He's never denied that.
Yeah.
Way. He like, I did it for the checkers and.
He has admitted to that.
He didn't do it for the check. He did it because he finally was able to get himself killed.
Well, that's 2 birds in 1 stone. But
Denobi, I know you were trying to compare this Harrison Ford to the Force Awakens Harrison Ford. Remember, this piece can also rival that price because we're also living in a time where Hot Toys and Sideshow are not playing games with multiple batches, right, or multiple quantities. Like once a certain limit hits at certain months, it's going to hit wait list, and then depending on how well the film does. It depends on the collector if they want to chase this. So there is opportunity. It's still going to be a limited.
Can you see collectors being punished by history by sleeping on this one?
Only if the film is good. That's the only thing.
We're not going to know that until Sunday.
Yeah, until Sunday. I'm going to see it Friday.
Yeah.
I'm like you guys said. I'm actually looking forward to more of the first 20 minutes of the movie. And I would like them to come out with a figure from that 20 minutes. But this is fine. But I would want them to come out with a 20 minutes version. That'd be pretty cool. The young Harrison Ford kicking ass and taking names. That'd be pretty cool.
The stock footage that was used for his deep fake was majority of it was pulled from The Last Crusade. So,
really?
Uh-huh.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah. If you go on Disney Plus and you see some of those featurettes and things like that, they talk about that. So I'm not like, even if it has the Brandon to Dial of Destiny, but it's the flashback version of Indiana Jones, I'm cool with that.
It wasn't an unused film.
It's like reels, because Spielberg would never stop the camera rolling. His films are always like 4.5 hours, and it's all about the editor. And we got to cut this shit down because he never stops. Like the Temple of Doom had tons of deleted scenes, which I had no idea. I've been going down that rabbit hole. Yeah, he just overdoes it.
Yeah.
He's constantly filming.
So this figure right here is definitely a day one pre-order for me.
Yeah, I'm gonna day one pre-order.
Yeah, regardless of how I feel about the movie, I know it's gonna be and I'm gonna love the first 20 minutes, and that's it. But other than that, I still will buy figures from this movie because it's Indiana Jones, right? I can separate the characters from the movie with this.
Hey, and look, Dino, that's a fair assessment there, right? Because I'm going to be the first one to tell you, buy with, you got to have an emotional connection. These aren't little $25, $30 action figures, right? So I know how my buddy Hader Loring feels about this film. That's why I keep kind of egging him on, like, are you going to buy this figure or not, right? Put the dark side to the side. This is a really kick-ass figure, but
it's not even a DX. That's what's crazy. You get all this. It's not even a DX.
It is a DX.
This is a DX, right?
It doesn't say DX on the
it's
picture.
Not branded, but it's giving you the DX. Okay.
Yes.
It's a deluxe version.
Oh, no. By DX, I mean Detail Extra.
Detail, the Brandon. It has to have that logo. Yeah.
Yeah. There's no DX in there. There's no Detail Extra.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
But it's like, damn, what are they going to do now if they're already giving us DX quality figures, on regular figures? What are they going to do with the actual DX line at this point?
Wasn't Ahsoka a DX figure?
Yeah,
but their figures now are coming out. They're way better than her so far.
For a DX figure.
I just got a DX figure I played with. Bespin Luke is a DX.
Yeah, that's when lose the DX. Yeah.
Holy smack! I had no idea that was a DX. I got it. And it was a lot of fun. I got to tweak him out. I did a little mod on him. I just did Anakin today. Finished him up over here. I'm you know me. I'm going USB power hungry. But yeah, I just look at that. I just USB.
Oh, look at that! Wow, that's pretty cool.
USB. Look at that.
Damn.
He's not inside the display case because I have to do a little bit of power management and I have to put him on a remote control so I can turn him off. But no, and then I did Luke and Vader, and that came out really, really good though. So, I need more power. I need more outlets.
Need more power, rabbit.
I need more power. I had no idea Bespin Luke was a DX. Like that whole presentation caught me off guard. I'm like, oh, this is swanky. This is something fancy, hoity-toity. I'm like, oh, okay. So, look, guys, I've done this before. I've showed you. I've done tutorial.
You've done tutorials, but more in-depth tutorials they want. But the thing is, you don't want to do that because more in-depth
is hiring me. Any more in-depth, Nate, is for them to commission and I'm like, I'm not for hire.
Well, I remember you saying that you don't want collectors to go about and get on this endeavor and then break the figure and then blame you for it. Because I was watching the Nobi how to do it, and now I broke it.
Yeah, when I have a vision, I'll do whatever it takes to complete it, and that may require on certain occasions to drill and to break and to glue, and I'm fine with that if it helps me achieve the overall look. Right? I'm not doing, for example, like this one here. I had to drill. I had to do a little bit of drill. Let me see if I can show you.
But, oh my god, the drill has come back. Somehow the drill's returned.
I don't know if you can see it, but there's I don't know if you can see this crap or not. Hold on. But you can see the wire. I don't know if you can see it or not, but it's protruding out of the main battery box. But it's so thin. It's so thin, and that requires using a drill. So I don't like promoting that because everybody wants to see how I do it, but no one has the balls to do it. So no.
Somehow the drill has returned.
Yeah. So that's what it is, right? And then because I have the landscape, the Star Wars setup, it pops. Like that's one of the benefits. And I've always said module cases are expensive, but it frees my imagination and lets me be more creative and lets me do a lot more things than versus like a DTOF. So Black Adam is a DX.
Yep, it's a DX as well.
Sean, you pre-ordered that, didn't you? You're getting that.
No, I pre-ordered it.
Yeah, you did. Ooh, sorry.
I'm a rock fan, so I like this movie.
Reputation here, like saying I'm more day one and all these.
Yeah, well, you were defending Dwayne the Rock, so I figured you had to.
No, I hated the movie.
Oh, actually, you did. I take it back, audience. He did say it. He did. You saw it on HBO Max too, didn't you?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, you didn't pay to see it in theaters, right?
No, all the
Okay,
guy
you're
did was just
forgiven.
float around with his damn eyebrow stuck up in
Okay.
the air. And just,
That sounds like a good movie. There'll be 2, Return of the Drill. Oh my god, M rating on that movie.
No,
There'll be After Dark.
well, here's the thing too. I mean, speaking of being cocky, yeah, Hot Toys doubled down on Black Adam because there's 2 different variant figures with that.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah, 2 different variant figures, but if overall it's 4 variants, if you include the deluxe and the regular for each one, is ridiculous. Yeah, so it's 4 figures actually, with 4 SKUs, but it's waitlisted now, so
It is.
yeah,
But
everything.
again, and to remind the audience, there's a ton of waitlist figures. It's not because they're in high demand or everybody's out there chasing it. It's because we've entered this new era of small batches.
Yeah, small batches, and then we'll get the diamonds in the rough after smoke settles.
So this is what we wanted. This is what we advocated for Hot Toys to heal. And this is part of the healing. Everybody's, my figures aren't worth shit. Well, they will be. The Doc and Marty are waitlisted. So, yeah, they're probably gonna chase price on the secondary market. Those are.
I thought they were pretty good. For me, they're definitely they want pre-orders for me. So.
It's kind of hard to get really excited for the Western Doc and Marty since everybody's still a little bit sour over the whole Mark II DeLorean. It's still kind of fresh, and they haven't really resolved that because I still see people commenting on defects.
Ooh, I'm banking on that because the more figures there are still, the more it sits and waits. It gets in stocked, and then when it becomes in stocked, that's where my 10% coupons come to party.
Yeah.
So
daily deal.
So people are still getting their DeLoreans delivered. Are they still coming with defects?
There was a follower of mine sent me a video that his DeLorean, the hover conversion works, but the door doesn't stay up. And then there was another one, somebody alerted me that one of the LED lights doesn't light up. So as far as the struts, I have not gotten a recent complaint on it, but I've gotten other QC issues.
I've heard other QC issues as well, but the whole strut situation is still pretty good for the most part.
Yeah, for the most part, I have not gotten someone complaining about the struts. But the door, someone even sent me a video. I forgot his name. I need to reach out to him, but he sent me the video. He's like, yeah, my door won't stay up. I'm like, oh, that's a defect. That sucks. And then another one was one of the undercarriage lights doesn't light up. So it is what it is. And I'm with you, Nate, because I still want another one. And if it ends up in stock and a daily deal, I'm gonna bite on it. I definitely do. So regardless of whatever it is, 1/6 scale vehicles like that always chase very expensively on the secondary market.
Sounds awesome. Can't wait for Howard to bring out that N1.
Hey, we got the Indy. Come on now, the N1. Come on, baby.
Nate, you still believe the N1 fight? Come on, Nate. You still,
it's still part of my ritual, my church.
Yeah.
N1 is my church, man.
Yeah.
I believe.
I'll believe it when I see it. That'll be a TM Hadelorian. And didn't Mafia? Was it Mafia on a rag too on the whole Indiana Jones? Was it towards a stream?
To be honest, I don't think
I haven't. Unfortunately, I haven't been watching any streams as of late. So.
Oh, both of you spoke. What was that?
My bad. Go ahead, Alorn.
No, I'm going to be honest. I'm the #1 hater when it comes to this. Wasn't going to happen. No, nobody topped me.
Now I was preaching about this because I was like, there's opportunities here. Because one, Disney has not only Harrison Ford coming back to Indiana Jones, but Disney also has Harrison Ford playing General Ross in Marvel. Ooh, so of course, this is bank. That's for the license for him to return for his likeness on these figures.
Well, that's an easy thing for Howard to do for Marvel, because the Hulk. I mean, it's not going to look like Harrison Ford, the Red Hulk.
Yeah.
Red Hulk is going to be just Harrison Ford with a mustache. Come on, let's go.
Does Mark Ruffalo look like? How's the likeness for Mark Ruffalo for the Hulk?
That's actually pretty good. The Age of Ultron
different.
and
he ain't getting any royalties for that.
Yeah, the Age of Ultron is pretty good.
You don't think Harrison Ford would get royalties for the Hulk?
Not for the Red Hulk.
I thought he did everything for money. He just seemed like such a penny pincher.
It's going to be expensive, though. I bet this is going to be expensive because this is Harrison Ford. He doesn't play around.
I expect this to be at least close to $400 on that for the deluxe. I'm thinking 380, 375.
Yeah.
You know, the Force Awakens 2-pack. The last time we got an old man Harrison Ford, you know that was $520.
Yeah, yep. You keep reminding me of that.
I'll laugh my ass off if this is like breaks 500. The BX.
It's that base, bro. That's a beautiful base, though. Not gonna lie.
Do we have any figures right now that break 5? Oh, Robert Pattinson Batman breaks 500, doesn't he?
But you get a lot of stuff though. Yeah, with
the spotlight and everything.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, this is Harrison. Everybody's been begging for the Ford.
Yeah. And another thing too, since we got Harrison Ford back as an Indiana Jones figure now, I wouldn't be surprised Hot Toys down the road does deliver the Han at some point.
Don't get my hopes up, Nate.
Yeah,
I keep. Hey, man, I'll keep believing because I believe on the N1 and believe on the Han Solo. So, if we got Indiana Jones as a old Indy, come on.
Okay, stop it, Aries.
For me, I was just never sure if they had the license or not. I never believed that they would never do anything with Harrison Ford. I was always like, I don't even know if they have the license. So that's something.
You know what? I think it's because it's just so expensive just to put him out. And then the old Han with the Chewie 2-pack probably didn't do well in sales because it was just so expensive. So,
do you think it was a Star Wars cash grab of a bullying tactic because it was The Force Awakens? Like, we know you guys are all easy cucks for Star Wars. What is it? $2 billion The Force Awakens made? Some ridiculous, right? But they got away with it. I mean,
if we got this, then either Harrison Ford is stingy with his likeness, that's why it's so surprising to see him. So, and of course, he prefers Indiana Jones over Han Solo. He has said that multiple times. He loves Indiana Jones, so it makes sense that he would put, they would be able to put out a figure right now of this, or Howie does not want to put Han Solo just yet until the right time because it's just such an expensive endeavor.
It has nothing to do with Harrison Ford. Just look at Hasbro and all the other figures that are just pumping out Harrison Ford stuff. Has nothing to do with.
So it has to be a Howie thing.
It's all Howard.
Yeah.
Because why would Howie put out an Indiana Jones figure when everyone likes to bring up? I like to jokingly bring it up as well because it's so funny.
It probably came down to it said, look, if you don't do it, we're going to give it away. We got people banging down the door for this license. If you don't do it, we're selling it, and we're going to do it. And there's people banging down the door for it, and that's it. And they had to do it.
Yeah, but that's the thing though. Like Howie can't be this mad about what happened to Han Solo figure on live television. He just can't be this mad. There has to be something else involved with this.
No, he can be that mad.
This is my theory that I think this is a contractually obligated release.
Yeah.
But I also do believe that the Mark II DeLorean was a contractually obligated release too, so that
they can maintain the license, right?
Yeah, to maintain the license, and then you remember how pissed off Yost was. He was stomping his feet and crying Hail Mary because it's not fair that which to me was a blessing in disguise. Like, phew. Let Hot Toys keep the license. Can you a resin painted 1/6 scale vehicle painted with like, oh my god, I can't even fathom what that would have looked like. No, I think this was just for me. I here, and I kind of believe that Howie does have a stick up his butt towards Harrison Ford, so I have to kind of believe in my heart that like this was a contractually obligated release, which we may never see anything else.
He did a damn good job with his contract
great...
to have release figure. Like, damn, dude, look at this. It's Harrison Ford. You got to be lying to yourself that that's not Harrison Ford.
If he does a young indie, then we know there's Howard is over his issue with Harrison Ford.
I said this a few months back that if they were going to do Indiana Jones figure for the brand new one, I would love like a 2-pack with young Indy and old Indy. But we only got old Indy now, so I'm hoping, Halorian, that young Indy is fairly close. At least a toy for exclusive or something.
Does his costume change from the decades? Because I can't, my memory. Oh, you know what? He does have a different outfit for The Last Crusade. He wears he has a slightly different look. He still has the fedora. Actually, even the hat changes.
The pants are a slightly different color too, isn't it?
The pants are a little bit different. Yeah, so the colors are very same, but yeah, The Last Crusade, the outfit is slightly modified. So maybe the young version, the outfit is tweaked up a little bit. I'd have to.
Well, we'll see. I'm going to see it Friday. So.
Yeah, are you on Friday? I'm going to try to see it on Friday as well.
Yeah.
Too.
Denobi, I heard you talking about the IMAX situation with Flash, and I did see a Flash on IMAX, and I agree. Like, it just the CGI was really destroyed with that IMAX. Like, it showed you everything. I'm like, dear Lord, what happened here?
Yes.
Some of that stuff was put together in just days for the IMAX, or for the CGI. Yeah, there's some VXX artists were commenting on it, and
he's so bad.
The stuff that they did to toss that stuff together last minute was crazy.
Denobi, did you ever sell your cinder blocks? Yost is parading around on his press.
He's very proud of it too.
Yeah, you can go on Six Scale Mafia's channel. He had him. He had him on as a guest, and he was promoting. He was using it to sell more of his Batmobiles. What was it? The Forever, the Bat Cycle, or I don't know, something bat related paraphernalia. But he had it.
So, quick question: how many people thought this wasn't going to happen? Because I saw a post for Mafia on Facebook. He said he didn't think it was going to happen.
I didn't think it was going to happen.
Because this
for me, I'm different though. I never went around saying we weren't going to get it. Again, just using the current history of Hot Toys and some of the wackiness and the surprises that we've gotten. I never believed that the whole like Hot Toys would never do a Harrison Ford figure. For me, it was like I was never sure if they had the license. Because, and I even told this to Ada Lauren, I go, the Indiana Jones license, and everybody has it. Even Sideshow Collectibles has the Indiana Jones. I mean, they've done multiple throughout the last 10 years. They've done multiple versions of Indiana Jones. So it's not like it's a hard to get license. Mm-hmm. So if Hot Toys isn't doing this because they just don't want to, and that's what. If it walks like a duck and quacks like a duck, like, well, they're not making it. Maybe they feel it's not marketable.
Well, right? That's another thing that I've been talking about as well with my friends and stuff. That the idea that Hot Toys is catering to their markets, right? And there's some figures that are able to get through the barricades, like Harrison Ford over here with Indiana Jones. But most of the time, they're catering to their markets. Right. And that's why people are always asking, like, why so many Iron Mans? Why so many Bale Batmans? Because they sell over there.
Yeah.
Like there's more fans of the Bale Batman than there are, as of right now, Keaton fans. There are buying figures. Why we have so many Bale Batmans at this point, or Bale, or that variant of Bale? That's the nature of the game. They know the numbers, they see it all the time. That's why they make so many of these damn figures. And I know RoboCop was a bone for us last year, right? But again, RoboCop is a mech, sort of like a robot. So it's robots do still sell, right? So.
I've always known that. I've always known that certain IPs are favored in certain regions a lot more. Like Back to the Future is very popular in Japan, versus in China they don't give a shit. So I've always kind of known that, because Back to the Future was released theatrically in Japan. So it's that connection, that vintage type collection. As far as Indiana Jones, I don't know how it's favored with the Chinese. I have no clue.
I think it's the contract that you were talking about.
Yeah,
Contractually obligated.
Figures the Japanese would like a story about Marty going after his mother back in time.
Dear Lord, Halolorian. Oh my God, can't take you anywhere.
Yeah. No, I Am Legend. The head sculpt. No, there's, like I said, to me, they did a really, really fantastic bang up job on this, and I thought they did a really, as far as accessories and the leather and everything. Now it's just the price and whether or not the film is going to be any good. That's going to be it. So, I am gonna be calling it quit. You're going Friday, right, Nate?
Yeah, I'll be going Friday.
Depending on my schedule, Thursday. If I can try to see it Thursday night, I'm going to try to. If not, it'll probably be Friday. I have to see this movie, because if I don't see it by Sunday, and the Rotten score comes out and it's like it's rotten at 45, I'm probably going to wait for Disney Plus. And so I really do want to. I do want to give it the benefit of the doubt. I do really want to see Indiana, because I did see Crystal Skull in theaters. I was like, oh, I mean, it hasn't aged very well, but
I honestly think Crystal Skull is going to be better than this. So at least Crystal Skull has a happy ending,
Oh, yeah. Do you know what happens to? Do you know what happens to the mutt in this?
What's it? What now?
We're not talking spoilers here, Spec.
No, okay, I was just saying.
We're not doing.
Well,
that.
I'm aware that there were reshoots because of a certain ending that happened in this movie. So,
yeah,
that's what that's all I'm going to say, because we don't want to talk about spoilers. But
no spoilers.
Nothing. Yeah. No, I'm going blind. I know is the synopsis. It's a Greek artifact and dealing with the Yahtzees and NASA and all that. I know very, very little of it. So we'll see. I mean, we'll see. Are you, Sean? Are you going to see it this weekend, or are you just going to just avoid it?
I'm going to see it at my convenience. I will see it at the theater, but like it's just going to be casual. Like it definitely won't be Friday. It'll probably be like the next week. The week after, just like after everything kind of dies down. See how it is.
If they release another figure from this film, which I doubt it, but if they do,
it will be a young indie. That's what it'll be.
And then I'll do a spoiler version live stream Sunday, and I'll talk about if they do another figure and so forth. If not, I'll probably do like a spoiler version live. Yeah. Stream. But if I do it with the film, I want it to be connected with a figure, because it's so important. Because when a toy company like this is asking its collector community to cough up $360, you liking the film is going to be extremely, extremely important. It just is, especially something like this controversial retired character. I mean, we haven't seen this character in theaters since 2008, and so it's I don't know what else we have to look forward to in pop culture. We're not going to get a Star Wars movie in years.
And that's if they don't get canceled.
Right? It's going to be what? More Ant-Man movies from Marvel? Because they can't afford Chris Evans and Robert Downey Jr. So it's going to be what? The Young Avengers with Hawkeye's daughter and these little kids running around Avengers campus. Oh my God, I'm having a heart attack. I'm clutching
Can you address James C's question, because I need to answer that real quick.
What's he going on here?
The top one, right there. You go. Nate,
When is the
when are we
collection?
getting the collection tour? When we've been waiting close to 3 years, man. You gotta walk my friend Denobi too. Tell the man he's got to do a collection tour.
Have
Yeah,
you ever done a collection tour, Nate?
I have one, but it's only a 2020 version. But I haven't done one recently because I've
You
got
have
more
a
figures
Will
now.
Foxification collection tour from 2020.
Yeah, I have a 2020 tour.
Oh, you got to update that. The community.
I know, I
The
know.
neighbors start to talk. You know
Yeah,
how it is.
I know, I know. No, I did want to address this because I know people have been asking about it. But as of right now, because I had to slow down on streaming and stuff like that, because unfortunately I had a death in the family, so there's been a lot of things happening for the past month and a half. So it's probably going to take a little longer now for that collection tour to even get up on its. Because I just been busy. I haven't even done streams.
Yeah.
So
I've been really busy too, and I'm like, I needed, like, when it's drama and centric characters like this, I'm like, oh, I gotta get on this. What's up, Jay? By the way, what are you doing up? Are you up feeding the baby? What are you up, Jay? What are you doing up so late? East Coast, huh? You must have been those DMs were hitting your phone for Indiana Jones. I don't know if Jay was one of the ones that were on the bandwagon that we'd never get an Indiana Jones figure. I know there was that small minority that just believed that we were never going to get an Indiana Jones figure, but man, now we did. I tell you, the world's falling
I don't
apart.
blame them because we haven't seen a Han Solo. There was no chance. There was a chance for Bespin Han, never happened. There was a chance for Endor Han. We still might be good in the running for that because still 40th anniversary Return of the Jedi this year, right? Yep. They could always drop one at that point. But again, we haven't seen a Han in forever. So it made sense that people thought that Indiana Jones was not coming. But I held the faith strong. I held it strong because I believed.
All right, so it wasn't you, Jay. When you said yes, sir, I thought you were agreeing with me that you were one of the ones that we never get an Indiana Jones figure. So that's what you're like. It wasn't me. So you're saying yes, sir, because you're up feeding the baby. That's what it is. Okay.
Well, I mean, it's the theory still holds true that we're not going to get a Han Solo figure because I mean, like Howard can still pump out all the Star Wars figures that he wants and not lose the license. For this, I mean, it's Indiana Jones. It's either you pump out a Harrison Ford or you're going to lose a license.
Yeah.
That too, because remember, they might want to capitalize on Red Hulk with General Ross. So
Yeah. So if the film bombs, then we get Indiana Jones on Disney Plus.
Oh my gosh.
What would it take to get you to come back to do Finn again?
In what?
I mean, I don't know if Finn is...
You ain't gonna Disney Plus me.
Disney Plus, you got me on that. Disney Plus.
They're gonna put Dr. Jones on Disney Plus.
Oh dear Lord!
Right next to Din Djarin and Grogu. Move aside, puppet. We're gonna put Indiana Jones in the volume. Disney Plus. Oh my God, I'm having an anxiety attack just even thinking about that.
If Finn comes back anyway, KK is going to gender swap him.
Hey, DeLorean, why would you do this? Why would you even say it? How dare you?
Hate is the way.
The
darkness.
Oh dear Lord, hate.
The darkness.
My God. Well, here's the thing, though. If Indiana Jones bombs, that's the opportunity that we've been waiting for, right? I know we got to sacrifice Indy, but this could be our opportunity to see KK gone with this bombing.
But the thing is, though, you're killing this. What other IPs? I mean, the community has killed everything else. They've killed Star Wars. They've killed Star Trek. They want to kill Indiana. Marvel is on life support. And
Star Trek got killed, and then J.J. Abrams, you don't see him anymore because of that.
I'm referring to the theatrical aspect.
Okay.
The real money, where the real money is made, not the streaming, right? Because there hasn't been a Star Trek movie in 5 years. Star Wars is going on 5 years. All that empty promises. So now Indiana Jones to bomb. Well, we got nothing else. It's going to be more Ant-Man schlock, right? Right? Because everybody in Marvel is getting arrested for hanky panky. So I don't know what else we got. What, Battlestar Galactica? What do we got?
Well, the game people are hunting down video games now.
I guess
Yeah.
more of the Toon adventures, more Bad Batch stupidness. I guess I don't know. I don't know.
It's time to let old things die. Snoke, Skywalker, the Sith, the Jedi, the Rebels. Let it all die. Rey, I want you to join me.